was never recording. I was never recording. Okay. From the top.
I can't stay.
What's up, YouTubers? This is your man, Bawse Vlogs, checking into you with another Bawse Talks. Now, on this episode, it's going to be a little bit shorter because I feel like the content is the most important. Getting the point across and addressing various topics, making sure that by the time you get done listening to this video, however it impacts you at home and what you have going on in your daily lives is impacted, and that this helps you out ultimately. So, today's topic is YOLO. You only live once. Now, of course, you've heard people talk about it in songs. You heard people say it when they're doing things that are dangerous. This is more about coming to the realization that we truly only live once. We truly only have one shot at life in general, and things that we can do to maximize our time on this earth. One of the things that I want to make sure that I talk about today is how that impacts you in your career as well as outside of your career. You know, what's caused me to bring up this conversation, and it wasn't a suggested topic, but this topic came simply because as I'm becoming older, you know, life is really starting to show itself, right? As we're younger, we only see a portion of life that alters our reality, so we don't think about these other things that impact. Death is a very scary topic to talk about, and a lot of people try to shy away from it. It's a scary thing. Nobody wants to think about themselves dying. Nobody wants to think about their loved ones dying. Nobody wants to think about anybody dying for that matter. So why talk about it? Why address it? However, it's still on our minds every day. It's on my mind every day, and I know it is. But instead of living your life in fear, you can actually use that threat, I would say, about the fact that you can go any day now, right? Any moment could be yours, right? The threat of that can actually propel you to do something great. You know, a lot of the times we don't really factor in time. You know, we think we have all this time to do X. We think we all have all this time until such and such comes down, where we don't have to worry about anything. And that's one of the things that we have to become better at. We have to realize that, yes, some people do get to live to be 100 and plus. Some people don't make it past 25. Some people die in the prime of their careers, and we question why, right? I say all of that to say you don't expect to do either or, right? You don't know. So live in the moment, but also prepare for the future. And there's ways that you can go about doing that. Now, how that translates into a career, it's going to be a little bit different, right? You want to make sure that if you're going to spend the good portion, because the truth is we spend the majority of our life working in some aspect, whether it's for somebody else or for ourselves, we're spending doing some type of labor. Not always physical, but just some type of labor in general. Understanding that at that particular moment, when you transition into a career or you transition into a job, especially those who are transitioning into jobs, it's more important to really focus on what you want to do long term. You know, you don't want to have a job that's killing you and it's not what you want to do. Why should that job get all of the things that you're putting into it and you're not reaping any of the benefits? You know, it's definitely something we don't want, right? Ultimately, the goal is, you know, take your talents and expand them. Spend the majority of your time doing the things that you love. That translates into me, for instance. I was working a job that I hated, where I would wake up every day and literally try to find an excuse to not have to go into work. I would want to use vacation. Anything I can do to stay away. If I can afford a certain amount of absences, I would use them. And I did that for so many years in my early 20s, and I just thought to myself, this is not what life should be about. I see all of these other people out here achieving their goals, doing the things that they love. Why can't I do it? And that's really what propelled me to take essentially a leap of faith, which we'll go into a lot of deeper detail in another conversation. But basically coming to the terms and coming to the notion that when you only live once, it should provide that fear, that fire in your belly to go out and make things happen. You know, I see so many people who think they just have so much time on their hands that they bullshit around and decide not to take action on the opportunities that come their way. And honestly, you can't keep doing that. You have to understand that there's things that have to happen in order to propel you to get to where you want to go. And in order to do that, you should be doing things that you need to do going forward, right? You want to take a look at a couple of things. You want to factor in, what are you doing right now that's impacting your future, positive or negative? What you could be doing to impact your future, of course, in a positive manner. And the things that you've done that has put you in a position where you're not impacting your future self. And what you want to do is you want to weigh in those options, and you want to think about, what does it take to be where I want to be? Truly, that's all it is. Everybody has goals. Everybody has goals. I don't care how big or small. Everybody has a goal in mind, something that they're wanting to achieve, something that they're wanting to obtain. And what you have to do is really assess what it takes to get there, right? People get afraid of the largest goals that they set, because the moment that something happens that tweaks it, they panic. You don't want that. You definitely don't want that. What I want is for you to really just take some time to meditate, man. Just sit back and really think about what is important to you in life. Not what's important to your friends, not what's important to your family, but truly what's important to you. What are the things that you are wanting to achieve, and what does it take to get there? And I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how far it is. If you ever start running into times of doubt, really think about your one shot. You only live once. Is it worth not trying at all to get to the end and realize that you missed out on an opportunity that possibly could have put you in a better position in life? I couldn't live with that, which is why I take more risks than I ever thought I was humanly capable of doing. And it didn't come because I had a big opportunity. It came because I wasn't getting an opportunity at all, and I was afraid that I would never get the opportunity, and I had to create opportunity. I had to go out there and get the things that I wanted to achieve, period. And realizing that it takes a certain mentality to get out of the norm. You know, the American dream, which is so embedded in this country and is embedded in people's mindset, is to work hard, build up your retirement, retire at 65, live off of for how many years, and die. My millennials, you guys out there, you know that that's not the case. As a millennial myself, I know our train of thought is different. Retirement means something different. Even true retirement is not really retirement in our vocabulary, but I'm talking to everybody out there in this sense. We really have to start focusing on doing what makes us happy and going after the things that are important to us, no matter how hard or how challenging it is, to not just sit by and let it pass us by. We really have to go out. Sorry about the technical difficulties. This SD card is killing me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's time to get a new SD card. But anyway, what I was ultimately saying is that we really have to start thinking about the things that we are afraid of, right? The things that we don't want to encounter. Who wants to talk about death? I'm not saying go out here and start scaring everybody you love by talking about dying one day, but when you feel like giving up, think about the fact that you may never get to see tomorrow, right? Or think about the other scary part, right? It's easy to just die and not have to worry about something. Think about the scary part. What if you do make it to tomorrow? What if you do make it to tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, the day after that? Now you're sitting there at 85 years old, didn't think you'd make it. But you also look back on your life and you didn't even go after the things that were important to you, the things that you wanted to achieve. I just encourage all of my followers, my subscribers, viewers, even the people that's not subscribed to this channel, to really think about your one shot. You know, you only live once. Think about all of the things that you are leaving behind because you think you have too much time available. Because you think that, you know, tomorrow is going to happen. You automatically think it's going to be there. You automatically assume you're going to retire. Now, there's nothing wrong with being positive and thinking, hey, I'm going to live a long time. But as you know, life is truly the one that decides on that. Life comes at you in many different forms. Who am I to say that I'm going to live to 90? I like to live to 90? Probably. I don't know what it's like to be 90 years old. I definitely don't want to die at 30, right? So that's the thing that I'm saying. Change your mindset. Shift your mindset to really focus on how much time do we really have on this planet, on this life. I'm not sure what everybody believes, just in general, right? Let's think about how much time we have available. Let's think about how are we maximizing this time to take advantage of our one shot. Live the life that you want. Go after the things that are important to you. Push for it. Work for it. Do everything that you need to do to be successful. I encourage you. I'm behind you 100%, asking you to do these things. I see too often people retiring with little to no money because they thought that they wouldn't make it. I've seen people that have never chased their dreams because it wasn't as important to them. If it's important to you, go after it. There's nothing wrong with having a dream and goals. It may not be easy to achieve. It may be almost impossible to achieve. It doesn't mean you don't try. It doesn't mean you give up. Go after what you want and make it happen. I say all this, guys, to say I want everybody to take advantage of their life, make the most of it, and go out there and do what you need to do. So like I said, this is a short Boss Talks. Nothing that's too long, more straight to the point. Just a little motivation on this Monday. It's November 6th, so it's Monday. You know, it's a nice day out here today. Hopefully it's a nice day where you're at. But I just encourage everybody to go out there and get it. There'll be more of these topics coming soon. I'm actually working on, a series. So we'll figure out going forward, what we'll need to talk about, what we'll need to, see what's going to be the most impactful to you guys. Because my goal every day is to make sure that I'm motivating somebody else, that I'm picking somebody else and elevating them. Raise your level. I encourage every one of you guys to do that sometime this week. Raise your level. I challenge you to bring up somebody else. Challenge you to challenge somebody else to raise their level, and so forth. Keep it going. The positivity will only breed positivity. I'm willing to put my life on it. But like I said, guys, if you like this video, drop a like, subscribe even. Comment below if you have anything to add to what I talked about. Comment below if you also have any new topics that you want me to talk about going forward. My goal is to put these topics out more frequently. A couple of quick hits, not always 30 minutes long, not always 20 minutes long, right? The goal is just to make sure that the content and the message is delivered. So I hope you guys liked it. Of course, I'm still waiting on some things to come in here. Definitely want to increase the audio quality, making sure that if I do decide to do a topic while I'm driving, you guys can hear me. You're not worried about the radar detector, and you're not worried about all these other outside influences. So, this is your boy Boss Vlogs. I appreciate every single one of you guys that are watching these videos that I put up, and I'm hoping that the content that I'm delivering to you is impactful and that it affects your day in the most positive way possible. It's your boy. You guys take care. Have a good one. Peace.
I can't stay.